there is. It's 40,000 people,
Yeah.
and they're cheering you on.
Mr. Kerr, it's nice to meet you. How are you? The legend
I'm
himself.
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
Good, good. So before, I know we have a short period of time, but I'd regret not telling you this just to start off. About 2 weeks ago, I was able to see the film, saw
Mm.
you accept, and congratulations, the UFC Hall of Fame. And I want to thank you for sharing your story as someone who's grown up as an athlete, as a man, as a human being. Your story truly did touch me. It
Mm.
inspired me, and it will inspire many that are about to go on this journey with you. So I do want to just to say thank you for sharing your story with us.
Oh, you don't know how much all that stuff it means to my heart, man. And so thank you for sharing that with me.
Of course, yeah, and I needed to make sure to let that out. And then we're gonna just go right off. You know, you get the call. Dwayne Johnson is gonna be playing you. I want to say this journey started back in 2002 when you did the documentary, and now we're here.
Yeah,
So, how has the
yeah.
journey been, and how involved have you been with this process?
Um, oh my gosh, very involved. The from Benny in the beginning of this, when DJ contacted me and he told me the people that were surrounding it, and then because I don't know people in the industry, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy Benny is gonna make the movie. It's like, okay, and so, I talked to a couple of people I know. They go, oh my gosh, man, if you're gonna have one person like kind of be the champion of telling a story, that's
Yeah,
the guy.
yeah,
That's the guy. And then obviously when DJ contacted me, it's like, yeah, right. You're gonna make a story about me. And you're gonna play me. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's rich. So, and then he's like, no, I'm gonna do this. And it's
yeah,
like, oh, it's like that step back where it's like
yeah.
understanding what he was gonna do was a deep dive, emotional deep dive it just really was amazing how from the very beginning it was just a huge factor of trust that I placed in Benny, especially Benny, and what
Yeah.
he brought out, amazing.
And when were you very involved in the script and when they were shooting the film and everything?
So when Benny was writing it,
Hmm.
there were some parts where him and I talked about just language and verbiage and kind of feeling and intent and you know things like that. There was some that he for sure said, "Hey, I just need a little bit more insight."
Yeah,
Um, and then through the whole entire process, just the amount of detail and the amount of, what the thing is at the end of the day, every person that worked on it had a reverence and a respect for what they were doing because it's not like I'm here. I'm not in a cemetery somewhere. I'm a real person, and they took that on as a responsibility to be authentic and to be gentle with it and to have this just love with everything they did, and it comes through and what you see on screen.
and during the editing process, did you see things that you're like, oh, maybe we can change it there? Did they really take your feedback and run
They
with it?
so it was the one thing that I understand is just the one of the unique things about Benny is that he does take input from everybody around him, and he's not this just singular focus, this is the only way it's going to be. He's not like that. He has a very intent on bringing everybody in, but
Hmm.
understanding that like he has a vision, but it's adaptable, right? Somebody else can go, hey, why don't you do it like this? And they go, oh, that makes sense. So as he walked through it, there was a couple of scenes that he had asked me about and we had talked about, and he just wanted to make sure he captured the essence of it, and that was a huge part of it. Just the essence needed to be there, and it could
Yeah,
tell that story.
and I can tell you that it was definitely there. I was in the room and I had to hide my face a couple times because I was getting emotional during many of those scenes,
Yeah, yeah.
especially with
Oh.
Emily Blunt too. Just seeing all of that back and forth, and how was it reliving? all of this as well?
Oh man, for me, just the how deep Emily and DJ got and what Benny pulled out of him. It was like a therapy session. It really was. I mean, it really had uh, like a totally different, for me, it had a totally different take on some parts of that, because it really allowed me to like watch like watching old footage, like really what was going on. Like there's a camera hidden in the wall, and I'm watching it. I'm watching myself, and I'm going, oh man, oh geez, I was such an ass. I could have done this better. I should have done that. I could have done this. And it's not to live in that regret, but understand, like, I have to understand how I affected people around me. And, where I was wrong, go, hey, I was wrong. I know it's 25 years ago, but I was completely wrong. That behavior is just unacceptable or whatever, but it allowed me to see things that I hadn't seen before.
And, it's was just in the festival in Europe, got a standing ovation, the movie. Now there's for award season. Are you excited to endure this entire season and take in all this love? I mean, it truly is. And, how does that make you feel hearing that people are resonating with your story?
Like understanding, like talking about it with people that are like Dwayne in the industry and Emily, what happened in Venice and look at Emily and, it's the first time she's ever experienced anything like that. Same thing with DJ and Benny. Right. And so that experience, like we had that shared experience and bonding as they walk through this, potentially some awards and stuff like that. No, like Benny says, you don't make a movie to make awards, right? You make a movie because you want to tell a story. You want people to feel that, right? And if it does, great. It's one of those where it's like, it'd be the same thing, like saying, hey, do you know Dwayne's going to make a movie about you? It's like, oh, come on, right? It's like, oh, it might win awards. It's like, okay, come on.
Stop that.
Yeah, right. Stop right there. So that's where I am with that.
And I see you as one of, the greats. I see you with Mike Tyson and all of these others. Would you ever, Mike Tyson came back out of retirement for a fun match. Would you ever consider a match, just like a fun charity match?
If Mike wanted to like have a pillow fight with me, or he wanted to, I'd be like all in, man.
Yeah.
If he wants to box with me, I don't care. I'm just telling you, I would not want to be punched by that man. So might have a charity pillow fight. That might be it.
And I'll leave you with this, my last question. Do you miss it? And where do you want to get more involved with UFC and the game you brought to here?
I do miss certain aspects of it. My involvement would be, if I could do anything, it would be to help the younger fighters kind of find their path, and really understand that, like, this is an occupation that's really, really hard, but, it's one of those, the rewards are really unbelievable, because I always say the rewards are not only monetary. It allows you to discover a bunch of stuff about yourself. It really does. So I'd like to be involved with some of the developmental stuff if it was possible, but that's one of those.
I think you should be involved, and thank you for this. I'm excited to be on this journey with you now, and I hope you have a great journey as the movie comes out for the public.
Excellent. I appreciate it, Jonathan. Thank you again. I appreciate your time.